Welcome back. Now let's get back and hear from Allan and Gino about pricing tips numbers 3 and 4.
Regarding pricing, I respectfully suggest that we dispel the notion that the major or the only reason a home does not sell is due to price. If you believe that all results come down to price, this belief will find a way to creep into your discussions with home sellers. Instead, I respectfully suggest that you consider as pricing tip number 3 that the major reason for a home not selling is marketing. The reason being is that price is just a part of marketing, whereas marketing is not a part of price. You see, if the only reason why a home does not sell is due to price, then the case can be made that the only reason a home does sell is because of price. This marketing minimalism reduces the totality of the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices brand and everything you provide in terms of negotiating, marketing, staging, and your networking value therefore becomes superfluous and completely subordinate to price. Now, clearly, price is a major factor, but there are other factors as well. Therefore, the more you believe in the 4 P's of marketing, price, product, placement, and promotion, rather than just the 1 P of marketing, that being price alone, the more confident that the price you are recommending also takes into account your full value as opposed to your pricing recommendations becoming completely separate from your greater value.
That leads us to pricing tip number 4. I suggest that you never think that you're presenting pricing as part of an overall interview. Instead, I want you to believe that you already have the listing. Think about it. Do you agree with me that most people who go on interviews in life never get hired? One of the reasons is that once they think they're being interviewed, they begin to overly focus on or brag about themselves. Bragging about ourselves is another way to demotivate home sellers because it displays self-interest. Instead, your belief should be that you're meeting with homeowners to collaborate on both the marketing plan and the pricing strategy. To develop this attitude, however, requires confidence. I believe that pricing cannot be properly presented when complete confidence is absent. Here's what I learned as a salesperson: to work harder on yourself than you do on your job, because however confident you are, the better you will do. For example, 2 real estate agents can present the identical data and make exactly the same pricing recommendations, yet home sellers will act on the advice of one and not the other. I cannot begin to tell you all of the times over the many years in Santa Clara County, California, that I had home sellers accept my similar or lower pricing recommendations instead of my competitors. My pricing success was not only because I had developed a vast knowledge of all the competitive properties and focused on trending data, but it was also due to my supreme pricing confidence. Without question, the difference was my confidence, as on many occasions I would just say, "May I tell you where I would price your home if it were mine?" And the homeowners would say, "Please do." I would then give them the pricing number, and I could sense that it gave them peace because I had the confidence. Confidence and collaboration are the keys to a successful pricing strategy. Let me repeat that. Confidence and collaboration are the keys to a successful pricing strategy.
I must say that what Gino just talked about has always fascinated me. How is it that some people speak with enormous confidence while others almost seem to apologize for everything they say? It reminds me of the story about the prisoner who on his first night in prison listened as a nearby cellmate yelled out, "Number 3," and everyone in the prison block laughed. He then yelled out, "Number 6," and the same thing. Belly laughs this time. The new prisoner asked, "Why does everyone laugh when you yell out numbers?" And he was told that each number represents a separate joke. He then asked, "Hey, can I try it?" He was granted permission and yelled out, "Number 5." The response was silence. Same thing when he yelled out, "Number 8." This time, complete silence. He was devastated. And so he asked the other prisoner, "How come no one laughs when I yell out these numbers?" And he was told, "It's because some people just can't tell a joke." So too, some people can't present the same numbers when it comes to pricing and data, and therefore they receive a completely different response. And trust me, that sometimes these homeowners aren't laughing either. Another calcified industry-wide cliche that we should also dispel is the completely inaccurate saying in real estate that goes like this: the market determines the price. Simply put, it does not. The market does determine the price of commodities and stock sales, but the market only influences the price that homes sell for. What or who does determine the price in real estate? How about you? How about you and the seller? How about you, the seller and the buyer? How about you, the seller, the buyer, and the buyer agent? How about at times you, the home seller, the buyer agent, and the appraiser? We should all be eternally grateful that all of the aforementioned stakeholders determine the final price in real estate, and that the market only influences the price. To think otherwise would represent an epic example of shooting ourselves in the foot, or stepping on our own ear hose, if you will. Because if the market determines the price through some type of Times Square ticker tape alert regarding price of square footage across America, or even in your town, what would that do to your value as a negotiator, a stager, a networker, or a marketer? For anyone who still clings to the industry-supported convenience of abdicating all pricing responsibility to one side of the transaction while astonishingly representing the other, then the following example might help you. When any of us were representing the buyer seeking to purchase a short sale, did we ever say to that buyer that the bank may not accept the price? In other words, the bank might ultimately determine the price. Then I ask you, is there any difference in your mind between a bank owning a property or a home seller? No, there isn't, because they both play a role in determining the price along with the buyer, but they're only playing a role. All of these parties play a role of determining the price. The market only influences the price, and thank God for us and our compensation that that's the way our asset class works, as opposed to stocks and commodities.